For as long as mankind has existed, we have been in search of something greater than us. It is like we have always known that there is more to the world than what our eyes can see and our hands can touch. Where do we come from? Why are we here? How do we live a truly fulfilling life? And can jet fuel really melt steel beams? All questions that need to be answered in order to reach spiritual enlightenment. And for thousands of years, we have struggled with these questions. Until now, because now we have the internet, which has the answers to any and all questions you might possibly have. And in this day and age, no one has time to sit around for decades and meditate in order to achieve nirvana. So instead, you can just go to the greatest collection of knowledge in the history of mankind, youtube.com.
Give it to me!
What is going on?
He's making me watch David Dobrik apology videos!
What?
And would you look at that, how to get enlightened today. Isn't that convenient?
How to get enlightened today. You want enlightenment, you want it today?
Yes.
Fantastic, this will be a very quick and short video. How do you get enlightened today? Stop what you're doing. Sit down in a corner. Close your eyes. That's it, and simply do nothing.
Is something supposed to happen?
So I have to elaborate, of course, because none of you are going to do that. Or if you are going to do that, likely it's not going to work.
What? Why?
Why? Because it's like if I take a laser that's really powerful, it can go through many things. And I point the laser at this wall. And I want to get to the other wall's wall. And I'm pointing this laser at the wall, and it's burning through the layers of the plastic and the metal and whatever else is inside the wall. If your attention and if your perception was that intense, that focused, you can get this done today. And a side note, don't bring into your life things that distract you in the first place. This is why I don't touch people. If you're ever gonna meet me, do not shake my hand. I will not do it, no matter what the consequences are. Even if the President of the United States extends his hand to me and starts trying to shake my hand in front of the whole world, and if I don't shake his hand, it will be a sign of disrespect, good, fantastic. I'm gonna disrespect him. I'm not shaking your hand ever. No way. Never. Never.
This guy's probably a lot of fun at parties.
I'm talking to you, the man. You a man out there? Well, you're not looking so much as a man. Scraping your face, cutting your hair off, cutting your facial hair off, and why are you doing that? Answer me. Okay? I'm waiting. Let me listen.
How do I say this nicely? Because I don't want to look like you. I just don't know if the whole stranded on a desert island look would really work for me, you know?
You know why you're doing that? Because everyone else is doing it, and you're a follower, okay? Like a little sheep. Just, that's where everyone's going? Okay. That's my best survival chances because I'm a prey animal. No predator instincts. So why did I start going on this topic, facial hair and not seeing life through your intelligence? Yes. So another reason what I would tell and instruct my young self to do, never interact with women. Never. Under any circumstance. I'm just revisiting this idea of relationships and dating and things. And it's just so wrong. It's so wrong. You know how I think of you as a man. If you're going out and wanting to be kissy and lovey with the girls, oh my god, so sad. And just looking at my own life, how I was back then, oh, so pathetic. It's the perfect word. It's close to this, but it doesn't do it justice. How emotionally, I just wanted to really get that out of my system.
Well, someone didn't handle the breakup very well. You know, this guy's definitely like the grown-up version of just the most annoying kid you knew growing up. Who knew the neighbor's kid would grow up to be a weird new age Hindu wannabe Andrew Tate? Unfortunately, despite the title of his video, I still haven't been enlightened. It seems like being a spiritual incel isn't the way to nirvana. So maybe we should look elsewhere to fulfill our true spiritual potential.
My first encounter with consciousness from another world was when I met someone in 2010 whose most recent past life took place on another planet.
This is Nirvanamaxx, a self-described light worker. Now you may be wondering, what is a light worker? Well, that's kind of unclear. I don't really know. What I do know is that Edward isn't the only light worker. There are loads of them. And they're here to save the world.
The good news is that millions of us lightworkers are incarnate in human form right now. More of us are here right now by far than at any other time in human history. It's incredibly exciting and hopeful. We've all come back at this very specific critical moment in the process of human evolution at the same time together to finally get it right this time, to win, to be a part of and support and celebrate the universal healing and awakening of humanity already underway.
I mean, yeah, that seems legit.
But there is one major, often invisible obstacle standing in our way, something I refer to as the lightworker's persecution imprint. For most of us, it comes from all the times we were burned at the stake, or tortured or imprisoned, disemboweled or exiled, drowned or starved to death, or had to witness these horrific things happening to our loved ones. This one hidden block really is the greatest impediment to our own happiness, abundance, and well-being, and to us playing our special role as lightworkers, supporting the healing and awakening of others and humanity as a whole at this critical moment. I'd so love it if you would join me and our beautiful community of like-minded, like-hearted souls for a super powerful session, during which we'll be doing the deepest, most thorough clearings of the Lightworkers Persecution imprint I've ever led. Many who have cleared this block with me in the past have experienced profound and life-changing benefits, including miracle-level financial breakthroughs, the spontaneous shape-shifting of physical health challenges, and more.
This is honestly genius. Like, you invent this completely fake thing, and then you invent a fake problem relating to your fake thing, and then you charge people money to fix their fake problem relating to the fake thing that you just made up. It's honestly brilliant. And of course, you promise people health and wealth to go along with it. I mean, that's just standard operating procedure when you're selling spirituality. On his website, he sells these pre-recorded self-study programs, the 30-day Karma Detox program, Soul Created Wealth and Planetary Healing, and the Lightworker Accelerator. Pretty much all of them promise to make you rich, like the Soul Created Wealth and Planetary Healing program promises an infinite flow of money to you, which is quite frankly very irresponsible. The hyperinflation that would cause would be catastrophic. I mean, it would put the Weimar Republic to shame. Here he lists the 4 stages of money consciousness. Stage 1 is broke and broken. Here are some indications that you might be in this stage. If you feel like, I don't deserve it, or I hate dealing with money and money doesn't seem to like me much either. Damn, bro's beefing with bread, huh? I have bad luck around money and other parts of my life. I feel like I might be cursed. Don't you think it might have something to do with you being unemployed? No, I think I would know a curse when I see one. Each one of his programs are $300, but for this one, there are different courses for the different stages of money consciousness. So you can end up spending close to $1,000 just on this program. Now, some people might say that if you're going through financial hardship, you shouldn't be spending hundreds of dollars on useless spiritual programs. But what they're forgetting is that a couple $100 is nothing to someone who will soon have infinite money. But if you really have to, you can always access his videos on YouTube for free. Like this one, I Deserve Big Money Miracles.
Okay, so we're going to do some I deserve process and change the thermostat setting as it relates to experiencing money miracles.
If you're wondering, yes, this is the same guy. I mean, at first, I genuinely thought this was like a different guy. Without the beard, he looks more like a secretly gay manager at a T-Mobile that moonlights as a serial killer than a spiritual guru.
We're going to use the phrase, I deserve big money miracles. But when we say these words, we're not using them as an affirmation. Instead, we're going to use them more as a diagnostic. We're going to say the words out loud, and we're just going to pause for a couple seconds and be aware of what happens. Do we have thoughts coming to our head? Do we hear a voice? Do we feel emotions, physical sensations, energy moving? So I invite everyone to go ahead and say these words out loud after me, and just pause for a couple seconds and be aware of what unfolds. So the phrase is, I deserve big money miracles.
I deserve big money miracles.
So if you have a piece of paper and a pen handy, go ahead and jot down some notes. Go ahead and jot down some notes. Thoughts, feelings, images, memories. What comes up for you when you say those words out loud?
Now, I couldn't talk about all this spiritual stuff without talking about Mind Valley. There's a good chance you've probably seen some of their ads on YouTube. They're a hip and cool wellness company that was founded by this guy, Vishen Lakhiani. They have a lot of programs and seminars and lectures focused primarily around mental and physical health, wellness, and spirituality, with a lot of overlap between those. They're pretty big on manifesting. Basically, the idea is that by doing certain things, you can influence the universe to give you stuff or change your life in various ways. Usually, that's to make you less fat, less retarded, and get you more bands and more bitches. How noble. To at least give Mind Valley some credit, they definitely do try harder than others to at least sound scientific.
Thomas Edison, the great inventor, was known for his afternoon naps, but he napped in a really curious way. Legend has it he would sleep on a sofa, holding a metal ball in his hand. And when he drifted off into deep sleep, his hand would drop, the ball would hit a metal plate next to the sofa, causing a loud clang that woke him up. In short, he was dipping into sleep and waking up, dipping into sleep and waking up. Why did he do this? Because Edison was dipping into the theta level. The theta level is the level of light sleep, and he was dipping into it to get inspiration and insights. Now, while theta is the waking frequency, all of us can learn to tap into alpha and theta, and the next level is the most curious of all.
Sigma.
Scientists who study delta have noticed this. People who are able to operate at the delta level of mind often tend to be incredibly lucky. Miracles happen. Crazy serendipities occur. You might call it magic or good luck, but it's something different. It almost seems like these people who are trained to access delta can bend reality.
Okay, well, they definitely did not say that. See, the thing about Thomas Edison at least seems to be true, and the alpha, beta, theta, and delta levels he's referring to are different frequencies of brainwaves, which are totally a real thing. And interestingly enough, there seems to be evidence to support the idea that waking up as you're falling asleep can help with problem solving. But that's pretty much where all the facts end. Firstly, even though there is evidence that if you wake up as you're falling asleep, that can help with problem solving, it certainly wasn't anything that would seem magical. And I'm not really sure what he means by accessing or operating at the delta level of mind. As far as I can tell, and keep in mind I'm no neuroscientist, I'm just going off of what I can roughly gather from Wikipedia, delta waves are just a certain frequency of brainwaves that is associated with deep sleep. So again, it's pretty unclear what he means by accessing these brainwaves. I mean, this is how they get you, right? Because they try to give you all this information that is either based in fact or is close enough to it in order to give credibility to the bullshit they ultimately try to sell you on. And it's always astonishing to me, like, how confidently these people can just tell you the most outlandish stuff. Like, come on, dude, no scientist has ever said that accessing delta brainwaves will give you the ability to bend reality. That just did not happen, okay? And no, you cannot cite tripping balls off ayahuasca as a source, okay?
In our modern world, we try to solve everything at the waking level. But in indigenous cultures, they use altered states for really powerful abilities. I spent some time with this tribe, the ayahuasca tribe in the Amazon rainforest. This is one of many dream cultures around the world where people communicate with each other through dreams. They also use ayahuasca to access other levels of mind for insight, for healing, for communication with a higher power.
Firstly, why would we need to communicate with people through dreams? Like, you can just text them. Or like hop on a Discord call or something. Secondly, let me just look something up real quick. 56 million people, or around 90% of the indigenous population. Yeah, so turns out those magical healing abilities weren't really all they were made out to be. Listen, no hate to all my Amazonian tribe viewers out there, but I do think I'm gonna be sticking with the way of the white man on this one. I just feel like that's like a historically safer option, you know? In another video Mind Valley made to promote a, quote, magical book that can help you achieve your goals, Vision talks about how he used this book to manifest his wildest goals and dreams. But he cautions the viewer that you shouldn't let culture and society tell you what you want to do. Instead, the secret is that every soul has a path and you should listen to the goals that come from within you. Which is funny because when he talks about what his goals were, half of them are like, oh yeah, I want to like do mad cock and Ibiza and like have sex or shit in black, or what can I say, bro? It's what my soul told me. Father, dat is 'n terrible accent. Hy is nie eens van Australië nie, kom gee ek hom 'n Australiaanse aksent. But everything I've talked about up until this point is child's play in comparison to what I'm about to show you. It is the darkest, most evil form of spiritualism. Enough to send shivers down the spine of even the bravest men. Millennial woman.
I have a fairy who lives in my kitchen. His name is Cinnamon, and here are a couple absolute bangers he has dropped on me in our conversations over the last couple months. Good night, Cinnamon. Good night, not Cinnamon. That's not my name. I know. Do you want to know my name? Nope. Yes, he has an accent. Can I emulate it? No, I cannot. It's like a Cockney mixed with Australian. It's a thing.
She's insane. She's actually just lost it. Either she's lying or she's actually just completely lost it. Or I suppose the third option is that she really is telling the truth and that there is a fairy living in her kitchen. If that fairy lived in my kitchen, I would beat it to death with a cinder block. Ultimately, I would never want to discourage people from spirituality or religion. I know it might have seemed like that. I really do think people need to believe in something. But ultimately, I think truth does exist, as do falsehoods. And I think whether it's refusing to talk to women so you can become enlightened, or buying courses to try and magically get rich, or pseudo-scientific promises of reaching a higher state of consciousness, or being a millennial woman, I think those are the wrong things to do and believe in. And I think the saddest part is that people like nirvanamaxx or Mind Valley use spirituality as a way to exploit desperate people. Reading what someone like Mannix promises on his website really gives you an idea of the type of people that buy his programs. They're desperate people, and I think it's genuinely deplorable that someone like him, and I'm using him as an example, there are plenty of people just like him, but that someone like him will take hundreds of dollars from people that he knows are in financial hardship. Something he knows because he promises to get them out of it. Unfortunately, that is incredibly common. I just take prosperity gospel teachers for an example. I mean, there are loads of them out there just diligently taking money from poor people. But hey, there is no one I would want to be less than a prosperity teacher on Judgment Day. So, they can have fun with that. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it entertaining or useful. I don't think it would have been that useful, but entertaining, hopefully, at least. If you did enjoy it, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.